You're on.
Hi. Okay. I am Shayla again, and now I'm with Bob's sister, Gwen. And there's actually more than just you and your other siblings go here too. Would you like to
Yes.
talk about that?
Well, actually, my youngest sister
Mm-hmm.
was the first to come to this church,
Mm-hmm.
and she got me to coming when I moved to town, and then we got Bob to come.
Yeah.
So,
And how long ago was that you started coming?
it's been since 2015.
So 5 years,
Yeah.
going on 6.
I had come and visited with my sister, but I moved to Duncan in 15.
Mm-hmm. So what was your life like before you came to the Recovery Church?
Well, I was married.
Mm-hmm.
Had been married 44 years.
Mm-hmm.
Gary and I, thought of ourselves as Christians. We were both been saved when we were teenagers and everything, but we never went to church. Really didn't have a close relationship with the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Although it's hindsight to realize that,
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't realize it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gary died very suddenly, and he was in intensive care for 2 weeks. And I realized I did not, I wanted to pray, and I did, but I felt like I didn't know how.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know whether I could connect with him. I didn't
Yeah.
know whether I was
That
connected with him.
intimacy was gone.
And I know I said a lot of Lord's prayers and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
that everyone says, well, all you have to do is talk to him, but you don't really comprehend that unless you have a really good, close relationship
Yeah.
with him. And so I struggled there when he was sick and dying, and that kind of woke me up.
Yeah. So I'm getting that before you knew of God, but you didn't know
Exactly.
Him. Yes. And so would you say that's something that has changed since you started
Yes.
attending here?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I still feel like I'm new on my walk with God,
Mm-hmm.
but definitely on a journey.
Yes. So where is your life at now?
Well, I think that it's totally different, totally changed from what I had before. But when Gary died and I decided to move here, and Dennis was wonderful enough to do Gary's service, even though he didn't know Gary and he didn't know me that well. And so when I started coming here, when I moved back to Duncan and started coming here, I think the thing is it was such a welcoming, family type church.
Yeah.
And I've learned so much. And the big thing that I learned when I came here was, well, everyone's on their own individual walk with God, and you can have that walk, and you can go at your own pace, and knock down a lot of those, I guess I would say, religious walls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's something I learned too, is that we're all serving the same God, but He's different to each of us differently,
Mm-hmm.
Like He's a father figure to me, but He is shaped to what I need,
Exactly.
as a father.
Exactly.
Yeah, and He shapes Himself to my brokenness and what I need on my journey with Him. So our church is called the Recovery Church, and a lot of people, when they hear recovery, they think of drugs and stuff. So what does recovery mean to you?
Well, I think Debbie and Dennis are always saying it's a return to the original state. It certainly helped me in my recovery from grief.
Yeah.
It was it was phenomenal. Like I said, I was really struggling there. I think I had a lot of guilt and so forth when Gary died, not being able to talk to God, like I thought I should be able to, and everything, and so I think there was a lot of guilt about that. There was a lot of just, and some anger, at God for taking him from me, and and I always tell everyone, well, it wasn't so much that he took him; it's just that he let him suffer for 2 weeks. But really, he took him.
Yeah.
But it has really helped me in my recovery from that, and hopefully I can then help someone else.
Yeah.
When they lose a loved one like that.
And I was just sitting here thinking about all the people that you do help. Like, you have a lot of people under your wing. You're really loving and nurturing, and you help us a lot.
Well, I think that I think that's what the Recovery Church has helped me. It's helped me find my way and my purpose, and I feel like that is my purpose, to be a servant and to help others as much as I can. So I was I'm very excited about our mission to help young people, old people, whatever, that are struggling with addiction and so forth. I've had some nieces and nephews that have struggled with that, and when they accepted God, and in fact, my niece was really the one that started us all coming to the Recovery Church.
Because she was in drug court, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you've seen this ministry change the lives of those people who are trapped in the chains of addiction.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, and some of them come and they stay with us, and others, they get better and they move on, and that's good. It's hard to let them go sometimes, but I think it's been great, and I look forward to the future to be able to help more.
So. What's one thing that you've taken out of what you've learned here and applied to your life? Like one big thing that.
I don't know if there is one big thing. I think it's a lot of little things. I think Dennis is an extraordinary teacher because I have learned so much from him. When he gives a sermon, I understand what he's saying. He's on level with me anyway, and I think just just little things that I apply to my life.
Do you have any defining moments of whenever you started seeing God working in your life, and that intimacy starting to build?
I think there have been moments that are very subtle. I can remember waking up one morning, and there was a time when I was walking in the park, and that's when I would talk to God and everything. And I remember waking up one morning and thinking, gosh, when I get up and go walk in the park and talk to God, I'm so much more happy.
And you're talking to him.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a lot happier when I do that. My mood is better. I don't get as irritated at everything, but I'm just happier. I'm happier when I read the Bible, when I read my devotionals, and so when I get lax on that, I really have to beat myself over the head because I know I'm much happier.
Yeah, how good it feels.
Yes.
Yes. So what are some things you like to say to our partners?
I just, I think the Recovery Church has been very successful, but I think, we have a lot of talent, a lot to give that's been totally untapped. And I think that, there are a lot of things that we could do for people who are recovering from addiction, from people who are recovering from grief, whatever it is. But I thank God every day for our sponsors, you know, because we couldn't have done what we done, you know, to date without them. And I hope they know that, and I hope they know that we really appreciate them.
Is there anything that you'd like to say before we close out?
I don't think so.
Okay, thank you.
Behind the cameras, I would like to say one thing. I'm pretty good at this, aren't I? Gwen lived a very protective life for 40 some odd years. They had no children, so her and Gary, they just really lived a fantastic life. She had no idea what confrontation or anything was. And when she come here and really got involved, and she's got a huge, huge heart of mercy, it was like she got thrown from the fairy tale land into the lion's den. And she has learned so much, but Shayla hit on it. She is, we ordained her as a deacon a year ago, I think, and we just watched her for 2 or 3 years be one, and the people that she's helped is phenomenal. So I wanted to say that about her. We are so grateful for her. She's just a huge part of what we do.